Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain Alex Mason here, and today I've got the news. Or not necessarily, but that's irrelevant. So today is November 4th, and if you guys remember what I said would be coming out November 4th, you'll also remember how excited I am because we have not seen something like this since 2009, and that is the Black Ops 3 comic book coming out, which is being published by Dark Horse Comics. Basically, right now we only currently know that there are two issues, like, not issues with the series, but like two comic book novel, like, parts to the actual book. Now the book is supposed to be released today. The first issue, of course, will be released on that day. And they said the second issue will be released in December 2nd. Now, because I don't have access to the comic book just yet, also, I usually don't know what the characters are until like a year, or almost a year has passed, when we figure out all the main stuff in the campaign and whatnot. So even if I did get it, I probably won't read it right away because I'd like to know what the characters are first. I mean, that's what I do for pretty much most of my games and related topics. I mean, look at Ghosts, which was a comic book, which was the first Call of Duty comic book. We have not seen one of these in years. And I waited till I got Modern Warfare 2 just to figure out who the characters were in this comic book. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a good comic book. But the company, Wildstorm Productions, no longer exists. Because now they're owned by DC Comics, which stands for Detectives Comics Comics. Makes no sense why they call themselves DC Comics when they should have just stuck with DC. But, you know. So, that's out today. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if there's a waiting line. I'm not even sure if it's gonna, like, completely sell out. It's like, you know, when people, like, wait in line for games and, like, oh no, the last issue of the game has been sold. What am I to do? Because I have never really seen that drama with, like, comic books, really. I'm sure it exists, but pretty much everywhere where I go, and I get it on the day of the release, there's not like a huge like line for it, like saying, oh my god, I want to get this issue, I want to get it before anybody else does. I usually just walk into like a bookstore and say, hey, do you have this comic book? And like, either, yeah, we have it, or no, we don't have it. They don't just say, oh, well, we did have it, but so many people wanted it that we don't have it anymore. That, to me, that has never happened yet. Knock on wood. There. Now I can't jinx it. Or can I? But anyway. I'm really looking forward to these things. You know how much of a Call of Duty fanatic I am when it comes to these things. I've collected all of these, and I'm still collecting. I'm just like 7 to 8 different items like left for me to get, excluding all the DLC stuff, because I'm mostly focusing on the games, like the actual included content. So I'm still waiting for like some of the original Call of Duties, Call of Duty United Offensive, Call of Duty 2, and Advanced Warfare, and all that other stuff, because I haven't gotten those yet. And I won't necessarily get any of the newer games until after I get like a PS4, because that is like one of my, I don't want to say priorities, but one of the things I want to do before I go to college. Because college will be a scary thing, and I want to still be a kid, but also have a job, so I can pay for these things. Still working on the Vita. Vitas have gone down in price recently, not because they're a crappy console, but because, well, they've been out for a certain amount of years now, that it's almost like the handheld equivalent when it comes to money-wise to an like iPod 4, which when I got mine was $200, which isn't bad, but you know, who has $200 in my pocket? I barely have that much money left in my bank account, which I've been using to, you know, save up money. But, you know, who's got time for that? I do, but it's been hard. Really hard. Anyway, so that's all I have for the comic book. Now, for the game itself, that is coming in 2 days. So, and if you guys like follow the news when it comes to these new Call of Duty games, like me, then you probably have seen Allie's videos or NGT's videos. I keep saying these guys a lot. It's because I watch them for their content, and I watch them for Call of Duty news, because that's me. Basically, they're all saying that there's this new mode called Nightmare Mode. Now, I don't have much information on it myself. I looked at the article on Charlie Intel, which is like the recommended site for most Call of Duty enthusiasts to, you know, figure out what's going on, because Charlie Intel basically gets all this information somehow. I don't know how, but they get it. Like, for instance, Treyarch is announcing that mod and mapping tools are coming to Black Ops 3 on the PC in 2016. Basically, what that means is that, you know, when World at War was like big and popular in 2008, they had mods where you could create your own zombies maps. That's gonna happen again in Black Ops 3, potentially. I say potentially because they said they're going to try it and see how much it works. Also, apparently they've revealed the Black Ops 3 Prestige emblems. I don't deny it, but I definitely don't believe it either. Because, you know, last time a group said, oh, well, we've got all the released information about, you know, the Prestige emblems for Black Ops 2, they were wrong. And ever since then, and it's not from Charlie Intel, it's from other people, so I usually don't pay attention to this sort of stuff until like a year or two have passed, and then they finally say, okay, this is what's going on, or until I play it myself. So I usually don't get involved in videos when it like goes around rumors and speculation, like, oh, well, zombies gonna take place in the 1950s, blah, 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 because and then be like, yeah, no, that wasn't from the 50s, that was from the 40s. Like that one guy who I'm not gonna mention said, oh, but like Shadows of Evil is gonna take place in Germany, because even though it's got everything in English and like American an American policeman and an American boxer, that makes sense. Like, why would he be in Germany during this time? Do you not know what year it is when Shadows of Evil is? It's 1942. We are at war with Germany. He would not last. But we'll get past that. So another thing they're saying is that this is mostly referring to Dead Ops Arcade, because Dead Ops Arcade has a sequel called Dead Ops Arcade 2. Now, according to this article, it says that it can be played in either first or third person. Now, I'm not sure. I honestly don't know, like, what I would say about the first Dead Ops Arcade. All I can say is that it was extremely difficult to play. Now, I don't think that is because it was in third person, because, you know, when you look at an overhead view and you see all those zombies, I don't think you do that all that well even in first person. Because it'd be the exact same thing, only you wouldn't be seeing it from the sky. You'd be seeing it through the player, like the character's eyes. Which, you know, and a lot of people, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are blaming the reason I do so bad at Dead Ops Arcade is because I can see overhead, and then I just worry about that group instead of the group that I'm facing. Nah. Keep in mind, I don't do that well when it comes to training zombies in Keynote or Toten. Yeah, and I managed to, like, with the help of my friends, of course, to finish that map. Now, here's the full-on article about Dead Ops Arcade 2 in Charlie Intel. Quick clarification regarding this. The first-person mode is accessible following getting a power-up. Once you get that power-up, you can play in first-person mode for a limited time, 30 seconds, according to the leaks. According to leaked videos from Black Ops 3, the Dead Ops Arcade 2 mode that is available in-game can be played in either first or third person. This is different from Dead Ops Arcade 1, as that was only available in third-person mode. However, they kind of forgot something. It was available in first-person mode, however, it wasn't available for consoles. It was only available for PC. Again, this is where you PC fans out there say, PC Master Race! Or whatever you say. But, and I'm surprised that Charlie Intel didn't remember this. They should have at least added a little side note saying that, oh, we forgot to say that in the PC version of Dead Ops Arcade, you can play in first person for the entire game. Now, seeing as they say, oh, you can only play first person mode according to the leaks for 30 seconds because of getting a power up, that seems like it ruined, like, it's kind of like a useless power up because it doesn't benefit you in any way except for those who feel more comfortable playing in a first-person kind of perspective. However, you know, you don't get a boost or anything about that. You just get it in first person. I don't see how that currently helps your situation because now you can see the zombies real closely, and my assumption is because, you know, all the controls will be different. Like, you know, they're different when you played them on the consoles, when you were doing the third-person view. It's probably going to change when you get into first person. So I don't know how they're going to figure, like, plug in the button configuration for, like, changing the different views of, like, the mode. But honestly, I see it that it was, I kind of think it was pointless for something like that. Now, they said they saw leaked videos. However, I haven't been able to, like, find any of these leaked videos. And if you guys are like any Call of Duty fan, you're, like, desperately looking around for these things. I still am. I've still been doing that. I've still been trying to contribute to the Call of Duty wiki. However, that's kind of, my activity has kind of gone down since then because, well, I either don't have time for it, or most of the stuff that I send them, they just think I'm wrong, and then they take it off. It's like, okay, fine, whatever, you lost your chance, but, you know, what are you going to do? So, that's pretty much it about this. Now, as far as we're aware, older gen will still not get the campaign, which is fucking stupid, and I say this every time. Probably one of the main reasons we don't have the campaign now is because these developers are thinking too big. Bigger is not always better. I mean, think about it. Do you want, like, a giant, like, Navy SEAL where he could be easily spotted by the Taliban? Sure, he may be big, but that doesn't mean he's invincible. Hello, if you had, like, 100 tanks, the fucker would go down. You don't think bigger. You also compromise your teammates if you're that obvious. It's like, basically, like a whole squad of Navy SEALs, and all of them except one are dressed up in tactical gear. The other person is dressed up in a Mario costume. It's not right! But, okay, so many of the features that are kind of interesting ideas, but they don't really help you progress in the game too much. Like, custom paint jobs, mods. I mean, mods. I'm not saying no to mods. I'm mostly saying no to the custom paint jobs because obviously they're gonna have like a crackdown on certain emblems that you are no longer allowed to make because they are inappropriate. And this time, unlike Black Ops 2, where you just report the player, nothing happens. You report, like, basically they're gonna, like, send, like, the Call of Duty police after you, or whatever they call it. And, you know, honestly, I don't give a damn about the camos. I like my gold camos better. I like the standard ones that they give us, the ones that you have to earn. Because, I mean, look at me. I managed to get my gold Peacekeeper. That was the first ever gold weapon I got. I don't complain about that. And then you have, like, 4-player co-op mode. Do we need a 4-player co-op mode? Like, ask yourself, when was the last time we ever had, like, a co-op mode campaign for any Call of Duty game? That was in 2008. And since then, nobody... And I'm pretty sure there are some people out there who have said, oh, let's bring back co-op. Well, technically, you still have co-op, it's just not in the campaign. Even for starters, why would you want co-op mode in the campaign? Why not? That's like, okay, well, you know, really, guys, you've got zombies, you've got a new game mode that has its own story, and that has co-op mode, but no, you want co-op mode in the campaign, which is supposed to be played alone? Like, I'm sure there's an option, but do we really need the co-op mode? I really don't see the benefit of it. Sure, your teammates can revive you and all that stuff, but no. I don't like playing with other players, because then they just get in the way. Like, honestly, the only time that they're beneficial is when you're playing, like, any multiplayer mode or, like, zombies or Ghost Extinction mode. That's the only time when, to me, they're appropriate. You put that in, you try and affiliate that into a campaign, and then that just ruins the point of you playing it alone. Because probably not only will they interfere with your gameplay, but they'll probably start stealing your achievements that you're trying to obtain. Like, let's say, this is probably not one of the achievements, but you're like, oh, I've just got to get 5 I got to get 3 kills with 1 bullet on this gun. I'm going to do it right here. BAM! What the hell, man? I was shooting at those fuckers. Well, I wanted the point. She's like, I don't care. I'm trying to get the achievement. See, then you create conflict for yourself. Again, I don't know why we need co-op campaign. We really don't, but a lot of people want it. I mean, I don't, but hey, my voice against like hundreds and maybe thousands of others. I don't know. It's not to me, it's not a smart yet beneficial thing. Maybe I'm just saying that because I'm an older gen fan, but I really don't. Again, I don't really see the point in having something like that if there's no benefit to it. Like, I obviously don't want to upgrade, but you know, when they first came out with like the news saying, "Hey, older gens get in the game," at that point they said, "Yeah, we're still gonna have like, you know, the campaign and stuff." I mean, right? And then all of a sudden they said a few months later, "Yeah, no, we can't do that now." So at first you promised us that you would. Well, I shouldn't say the word promise because then that gets me into a back corner. So basically, you didn't deny nor confirm that you were going to put the campaign in, but then all of a sudden, because you have way too many features that really don't need to be added in the game, you said, yeah, well, we're canceling the game. And it's like, why? Like, they have a mode, now I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like a combination of Assassin's Creed, but Mirror's Edge at the same time, you know, the parkour stuff. Again, what's the point? Like, what? What is the point? If, at this rate, it doesn't have a story for it, and I don't imagine it will, but why do we need another obstacle course? If we would have wanted that, I would have went in, like, put in my Modern Warfare 2 disc and played the pit mission. I really don't need that sort of crap. Nor do I want it. Because I hate time stuff, because then they require you to get a certain time limit, and then you probably don't get it, and then you have to play it 70 times just to get it. That's what I did for the pit boss, by the way. And that achievement was extremely difficult. So difficult, in fact, that I played it more than 70 times, more like 90 times. And then I finally managed to get it. And that was difficult. I did that by myself, by the way, because the MW2 Spec Ops servers are now so fritzy that you can't even play the game, and it's not because of a bad internet connection. There's just something wrong with the game, and it's not like that before. And I'm surprised nobody hasn't said anything, because I know for a fact some people still play Modern Warfare 2. Hell, I do. It may be an old game, but it's not technically ancient history. It's not like playing it on the N gauge. But, you know. So, I'm going to end it here because this has been going on for 20 minutes now. And I want to kind of enjoy my 3-hour delay before I have to go to school. So, I'm Captain Alex Mason, and I'll see you guys with whatever content I come up with. Or not content, whatever video I decide to upload next. Probably one tonight. Again, I don't know. I'm thinking too far ahead. But we'll see. So, bye.